Welcome to St. John's. My name is Mike Scholes, and in front of you is our 6th grade band. To give you just a little bit of background, during the school day, this band is actually 3 different classes. We have a class of just the woodwinds, a class of just the brass, and then a class of just the percussion. So yesterday, through the good graces of our 6th grade teachers, they allowed us to pull those kids out of each of their classes and combine for a one-time rehearsal before our concert. So they got to hear each other together for the first time yesterday, which was really cool. So we're going to kind of take you on a little bit of a tour of what we've been doing since the beginning of the school year. And if you've got a cell phone, go ahead and take a moment, make sure that it's not on or not on loud, because I guarantee your kid will know your cell phone ring if it goes off. So, way back in August, which seems like forever ago, how many of you guys up here on stage played your instrument before we started back in August? Like, played with a teacher? Okay, all right, so shows you, most of them didn't know how to hold them, how to put them together, anything like that. If you heard them play at home, you might have thought, dear Lord, are they going to get better? I guarantee, and I trust me, they did, okay? But we started one note at a time. We're just going to take an example of what we did for those first couple of weeks. So we did that for the first 5 notes as we learned our first 5 notes, and it was a little tedious. You know, some of them got it right away, some of them didn't. And then after we got 5 notes together, we started to put them all together into little songs. So this is an example of what we did when the first 5 notes that we knew came together. Pretty easy and famous, all right? But then we started to add different lengths of notes, different combinations of notes, and we started to do a few more songs that you probably recognize. Some of you maybe from when you were in music class back in elementary school. I'm not going to ask how long ago that was, because I don't want anything thrown at me. But these are the next few songs that we learned with those same 5 notes. Now, if you're the parent of a percussionist, they started on bells. And then we gradually progressed to the practice pad. So we learned how to play bells first and then moved to practice pad. Well, we're not going to use practice pads on our concert, but we're going to use snare drum and bass drum. So starting now, the next few songs, you're going to hear the snare drum and bass drum as well. Okay? So this is our first duet. So we have two different lines going at the same time, A line and B line, and we kind of flip them back and forth so everyone gets a chance to play each. So this is London Bridge.
Move around so they don't have to do it in total silence. The next song, My Dreydl, is a traditional song for the season of Hanukkah, the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah, which lasts 8 nights, and ironically, it started last Thursday night at sundown and sunset, and is continuing on right now. So My Dreydl is kind of a secular, not a religious song about Hanukkah, kind of like our Jingle Bells would be to Christmas type thing. So this is My Dreydl. Speaking of Jingle Bells, if you do have a student up here, they hopefully weren't too obnoxious about it, and they just reminded me with their looks on their faces that we did talk about the fact that Jingle Bells was not actually a Christmas song. It's actually written for Thanksgiving, okay? So, even though it's a Thanksgiving song, we still play it around Christmas time, so here is Jingle Bells. Now, I know on the program it said that Jingle Bells was our last song, and I know my principal's here, so sometimes I do procrastinate a little bit. This was one of the times I did not procrastinate and got my program over as soon as I could. Well, in the meantime of getting my program over to the print shop, these guys decided to, well, we want to play more songs. So I said, okay, well, if you noticed up until now, we played basically, everyone's got the same melody. There's 4 songs in our book at this point where we play what are called band arrangements, where clarinets are different parts than the trumpets. They have different parts of the trombone. So they have to do a little bit more thinking on their own. And you know how that goes for 6th graders sometimes. I have a 6th grader, I totally understand it. But in 2 days, they learned 4 songs where they had to think about what part there was on their own. I said, okay, you guys, you Yahtzeed me. Okay, we're gonna do them at the concert, but I didn't put them on a program. So we have 4 encores, for lack of a better term. The first one is When the Saints Go Marching In. The next song is kind of similar to that song, Listen to Our Sections, where you're going to hear each of the sections, but instead of it being just a song written for that, we're going to play a song, you'll recognize Old MacDonald Had a Farm, called Old MacDonald Had a Band, but it's going to feature the different sections, much like we did in Listen to Our Sections. But again, different instruments all playing different things. So this is Old MacDonald Had a Band. For our third encore, we're going to be playing a melody that everybody knows from Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, the Ode to Joy melody. And for those of you that weren't aware, Beethoven, by the time he wrote this symphony, was so deaf that the only way he could hear and feel the notes that he wanted to write was to cut off all the legs of his piano so that it was on the floor, and he would pound the keys out hard enough that he knew what note he was writing down and playing. So this is his theme from the Symphony Number 9, Ode to Joy.
last encore is just a fun little song that we have in the book called Hard Rock Blues. It doesn't have anything to do with Christmas or holidays or anything like that. It's just a fun little rock tune that we have. So thank you very much for coming. When you see these students in the spring, May 22nd, I believe, is our concert with the middle school jazz band as well. You're not going to believe how much they've come from then. So they are an amazing group of kids. I've loved teaching them so far, and I can't wait to see what we're going to do for the rest of the year. So this is Hard Rock Blues.
Bye.